Honestly, a little hesitant because it's Superman, so he's kind of awesome, and I am a little bit of a fan. So I didn't want, frankly, I just didn't want. I put pressure on myself to make sure that maybe I could do a good job, and so yeah, so I was a little freaked out by that prospect of doing it, but in the end, it was like, okay, let's just Superman, so let's go for it. Well, that was the big thing. I really wanted to put a lot of emphasis on Krypton because I wanted the contrast at the beginning, right? Like that when you get to Earth, you're like, okay, wow, I'm in a different place. This is way different. And then that's why also I needed to go to the flashbacks and start to really get this sort of humanity. So, because I felt like it's important to sort of know the why of the man that then would become Superman, and I think that that's what all that stuff was about with him. And the young Clark and Kevin and all that stuff. So, yeah, I really wanted to know what the man was thinking. The thing that's cool about Henry is that Henry is uh, not putting it on, you know what I mean? It's not like he's a pretty humble guy. And he's also pretty, he grew up comes from a military family, so he understands like service and all that stuff. So all that's like natural to him. When I say, "Oh, you're gonna save those people," he doesn't go like, "Oh, let me think. How would I feel?" He's just like, "Yeah, I want to say, of course I am. What do you mean?" So that stuff's really cool to have that just in him. And then he's not horribly ugly. You know what I mean? Not really horrific. So that's a benefit. So yeah. When the Black Zero is firing the gravity beam down on Metropolis, yeah, a lot of that. I mean, look, it's a lot of CG to be honest. But we had to get the humanity in there. That's why we had like Perry and Jenny and Lombard like trying to like escape, and they're kind of like our people on the ground that we can identify with, And yeah, we shot a lot of that in Chicago and in on stage in Vancouver. And again, it's just like really a ton of drawings that I would do, and just preparing everyone for the visual effects that we would have to figure out would be like a lot of previs, and really just keep the story beats. It's the kind of thing you can get lost in all those visual effects, but really just gotta stay on it, keep it going. Well, I just really wanted, and that leads up to the flight sequence, which was sort of like Superman comes out. You can't really see him that well. Then he walks, and then you finally get a glimpse of him when you get the cape and all that stuff. It's kind of like cryptic a teeny bit, and I wanted that first bit to be like it's not easy to fly, right? So I wanted you to feel like flying is not a thing that even for Superman that's incredibly easy. But once he gets it, it should be like this. You know, it's like incredibly liberating for him. And so he doesn't also. The other thing, I wanted the flight to be slightly violent while he's in the air. Like you imagine, like if you could just go somewhere. Well, I want to go there, and you could just go. You'd go fast. And so when we photographed him, and the scenes where he's flying, you can sort of see his face. I was like, those should look like they were difficult to photograph because going that fast, the camera would be all shaky. And I think that's also what gives you a sense that it's actually happening. That there's,